Hello everyone. So I was watching the latest trailer for Batman, the Batman trailer for 2021, and at the end of the trailer I was really impressed by the title reveal. So let me just play it here for you really quickly. Um, there's a piece of trailer here, and then at the end there's this red background with like a moving something, and then there's a blurry bat coming on and some kind of broken glass kind of effect. So I thought, hey, could I actually do something like this in Camtasia? Now, I have done it, and I'm going to show you how I did it. It's going to be kind of a commentary slash fast action sort of movie film showing how I did it. I hope you enjoy it. It's not perfect and it's not exactly identical to this one because I didn't have the image of the bat, and I wasn't sure exactly what font this was, and I really did it quite a quick job. So I just did the Batman word and the bat in the background with the sort of broken glass kind of idea. I was more concentrating on revealing the letters, so this effect where the black thing comes in. So I think Camtasia could actually do this. So maybe I did something similar. I'll let you be the judge of that. So here goes. Let me start the project right now. So the entire idea of the title reveal, is starting with an annotation in Camtasia 2020, and I'm making this annotation as large as the screen so that the font, the text is kind of huge. It's kind of filling the screen. And I'm not sure exactly what font was used here. So I was trying to use a thick, huge, big bulky font and do a bold effect on it. And I kind of tried a few versions of that until I settled on one of the fonts that I kind of kept using by the end. And this title needs to be quite large. So because I'm going to use it a couple of times, I'm using the Camtasia track matte function to create a mask at some point, and then also using the first layer of text as a guide to where all of those spiky black triangles come in. The Camtasia interface doesn't let you do more than 256 sort of points, so you have to type in the amount manually. So I set that at 500 points. And also then this text serves initially as a guide to where the parts of the black come in. And I first did a red background so that, kind of mimic the one in the trailer, which is not going to be visible the whole time because at some point we will mask this. But here it is. This is the title. So I'm starting off here, and I'm playing with the track mat, the layers a lot, the tracks. So in Camtasia, this is a bit cumbersome to use. If you need to use a lot of tracks, if you have a lot of elements, every element goes on a track. If it needs to appear at the same time as other elements, so it's kind of hard to use. So at some point you have to kind of start creating groups of elements. And as I started out, I was kind of disorganized, so I didn't really know exactly where to start things off. So by the time I'm done, you will see that I organized the assets better. So I renamed all the layers, all the tracks, all the groups to what they actually mean. So here I'm using basically just 2 or 3 kinds of annotation shapes in Camtasia. When you have those corner things like in the letter M and the slanted things, I use triangles. And the idea of the effect is to make them come in from the top or the bottom or the sides, to animate coming in and stop where they kind of define the letters themselves. All these shapes are kind of coming in and defining the letters. That's basically the effect. I know I didn't do a perfect job of it because there's different screen sizes there and different transitions coming in, but I just tried to see if the concept actually works and if it's possible to do this in Camtasia. So I'm gonna actually speed up the video here because I don't want you to watch all this me fiddling around for an hour here. So the principle is, as you can see, creating all these shapes, putting them on different layers, and then using custom animations to make them come in from the different sides, from the outside of the sort of screen into the place. And it's not a problem if the shapes actually step onto the letters, and because at the end we will apply an effect to the track with the text, so that all of these shapes actually stay into place and they do not exceed their boundaries. So I'm going to speed up the video here. This is the first animation I'm doing. So I'm actually moving that first shape into place. I'm extending the background and the text so that they don't disappear, and basically using custom animations all the way to make these shapes come in. And I'm adding the keyframe at the end and then going to the beginning and kind of telling it where to start. So yeah, this is I'm gonna pause here, and I'm gonna make the video go faster for you to see how I build all these. Basically, this is what I'm doing for the most part of the next minutes. I'm nearly done here, and I started to, as you can see, organize the layers better, the tracks, if you double click on the track name in Camtasia 2020, you can actually give it a different name so you can know what is on that track. And also I grouped the individual letters, the actual parts that cover or reveal rather the individual letters, into separate groups. And you put them all together, and that gives you the ability to also delay the animation if you need. If you notice in the actual trailer of the movie, the letters don't all appear at once. Sort of the side letters, the B and the N, they appear faster and they complete faster, but then the middle letters T and M, where the sort of the bulge of the bat is, they come a slightly later, so they create a sort of an L eclipse effect on the title. Those actually you can delay, because if you put all those animations related to one letter together, then you can move them all. And delay them, or make them come faster. So I was spending a lot of time organizing stuff, because at some point it's very hard to manage things and you don't know where they are, particularly with such a small interface in Camtasia, with so little working space. I know you can actually detach the timeline, but for the purpose of this video I had to have a small window, and everything had to be inside that window so that you can see what I'm doing. You may notice that sometimes the context menus, they pop up off screen because I'm actually using a larger screen than the window you see. But never mind, I think you can realize what I'm doing here. It's nothing advanced really, it's just creating all these animations in sync, all those shapes coming in where they should. So after I'm done organizing these tracks, I move on to actually delaying them and creating that effect with the track mat, which I will comment on a bit later. Finally finished organizing all the letters into their individual groups, and now I'm grouping those groups together into a bigger group so that the entire title stays into one single group on a single track. And I duplicated the word Batman, and if you see here on the right clicking on the eye, you can't see it because it's outside. The effect that I'm applying on this track is alpha invert, meaning that particular track does not let any shapes step on top of the Batman word, so that they do come in and reveal, but then if anything comes in inside of one of the letters, it won't be visible. It's an alpha invert, meaning it doesn't show what's inside of the letters, it only shows what's outside of the letters. So that makes it, this is only possible in Camtasia 2020 with the latest update, which includes track mats, which different effects you can apply to a track to affect the tracks below it, like luminosity and alpha. So in this particular case I'm doing an alpha invert. So I hope that makes sense. So I kept the bottom word Batman as a guide. It's hidden right now, but the rest of the top track with the Batman word actually hides anything that goes inside of the boundaries, and it creates basically the same effect. So yeah, so now I'm actually working on delaying some of the animations, and I was trying to see, because I didn't start those shapes outside of screen, so that was a little bit of a mistake. I will know next time. Basically those shapes actually in the trailer come out from the outside, from off screen, and then they jump in, and then the rest. But because I kind of rushed into this, I didn't do it like that. So they appear on screen from the start. Well, it's a little defect there with this title limitation. That's not a problem. And here I'm trying to delay some of the animations to make the letters appear sort of like in the trailer, meaning the middle three letters to come in slightly later, so that you can see the T and the M kind of come in a bit later, and then the letters A, both of them are delayed a bit, so that the title is constructed not all at once, but in little different steps. So Finally, I think the animation is as good as it gets here. So I'm going to import a picture of a bat that I found online. I know it's not the bat from the movie logo. Of course, I think that's copyrighted, I'm sure. So I just found a photo of a bat online. Don't shoot me for copyright infringement, please. And this bat is just flying straight. It kind of looks like the logo. So the sky is blue, obviously, in this picture. So we need to do something. So I need to put this bat sort of below the logo so that it gets included in the effect, like that, so that the track above it kind of includes the bat in there. So I'm doing some color adjustment on the bat. First of all, I'm doing a visual effect and doing a color remove. So remove a color, and then you select the color of the sky. So basically that creates like an alpha effect on that image, and I adjust the contrast and the color a bit on that, the sort of the strength of the effect. And then because this bat is really, it's got some blue left over there, or green from the sky, I have to also add another effect onto it, which is a colorize to give it sort of a red, no, sorry, it's a color adjustment to adjust the contrast and remove all the color from it and give it kind of a dark contrasty look. So it kind of looks a little bit like the one from the trailer, and we can see the letters kind of coming in at different times there. And then I'm gonna animate this bat to sort of zoom in, because if you look in the trailer at the reveal, the bat kind of zooms in, so it comes smoothly towards the camera kind of thing. So again, a custom animation here. The bat is kind of small when it starts, and as you get to the end of the title, it settles into place, you know, kind of covering most of the letters like that. So there you have the bat effect. And also there's another thing there. I imported a picture. I found a picture on Unsplash. It's a picture of a broken window. Sadly, this picture has also like a mesh around it, but again, it's not important. The idea is to look kind of grungy and, you know, broken glass, kind of scratched kind of thing. It's kind of different from the trailer, but anyway, it's the same idea. So this glass picture needs to be below the bat, because the bat needs to be visible, of course. That's the main subject there. And then I need to scale this up and rotate it, because it's got like a split between the two windows. So the window needs to be positioned. I was trying to position it so that it doesn't really show those cracks, because they actually look like Spider-Man, to be honest. Those cracks, if you change the colors and everything, those cracks in the window are sort of like the Spider-Man logo. So that's a different universe right there. So there you go. I'm fiddling about with the window picture, and then for this window again, after the positioning is done, then I have to apply a different color effect, which is a colorize. So the colorize effect allows you to make an entire picture a certain tint. So I'm trying to find a dark red here to complement the black bat, and kind of make it look like the one in the trailer. Of course, I think the color is way too strong anyway, so I'm using an opacity on that clip to make it less visible, because again, that needs to be more subtle, and the bat is actually the main subject there. So the animation also has to be made so that the entire thing kind of zooms in a little bit, just like the bat. The background window needs to zoom in a bit. So the initial point is going to be the window is going to be smaller, and kind of zooming in at the same time as the bat. So the effect is sort of similar. There you go. So the picture is moving and the words coming into place. Now in the video, if you notice, there is also a blur effect, which you can also add this in Camtasia on top of the bat plus the window. So the blur effect actually allows you to blur the entire area below this annotation thing, so underneath it. So there you go. The blur effect needs to be stronger at the beginning, and then as the title reveals, it needs to be less powerful. So if you add a custom animation, always editing the end keyframe, and then you pull back the animation to as far as you want it to go, where you want it to start, and then you can adjust the opacity there or leave it by default. So there you go. As you zoom in, as the playhead works its way, the thing becomes less blurry. So yeah, I think this is getting close to the effect. And I tried other things such as scaling the group, the whole group with the letters, to make it sort of start off screen. And I also tried to scale just the part with the text and the shapes. But actually in Camtasia, if you do that and there's other elements outside of your group that actually apply your alpha effect, they will get out of sync. They will get out of alignment, as it were. So, and then your effect's not going to work anymore because the letters have moved. So although I tried these, I'm not going to show you these. Yeah, I was trying to zoom out a little bit and make the text kind of zoom in, so that it all starts off screen, but that didn't work. The animation was too fast, and by the time the text starts to settle in, it doesn't look like the effect in the trailer anymore. So, you know, I'm going to cut this out from this video here because it didn't do much. So you know, this is the sort of final effect almost. I'm going to play this at the end with a song that I wrote and created in Impulse Tracker many years ago. This song is called Battle, and I'm going to play this on top of this thing. So let me know what you think about it. You can see here, like, the animation broke down, so I had to undo the whole thing and redo it, and you know, give it up in the end. I actually didn't do it. So I settled on this this phase where I got here with the title reveal. I hope you enjoy this, and let me know in the comments what you think. If you like my tutorials, my videos, my watch me work series, or anything on my channel, please feel free to subscribe and like and share this video or comment on it. I would be happy to know what you think about it. And yeah, see you next time.